Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about cutting too fast, using extreme diets to cut, and even coaches and trainers out there who are having their clients do this, or people even on YouTube or forums, articles and books who are advising people to do this. I want you guys to be aware of the consequences of it and the problems. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Alright, I was reading through the comments in my Q&A videos yesterday, and in one of them I talked about the 1600 calories in an adult male and was shocked by that, and people defended that. A lot of people came in the comments there, and even on the fan page where I linked the video on Facebook, people were commenting about this, not that extreme. I know this person or that person who did it, they only lost a little muscle or seemed to lose no muscle, they had no problems. And people discussed Lyle McDonald's rapid fat loss diet. And let's break this down for a minute, guys. First of all, just because you know someone who didn't suffer any problems doesn't mean there aren't 5,000 other people out there right now who are on medications for the rest of their life because they cut too hard. And if you guys stay in this game long enough, you're going to meet people who were natural bodybuilders who are either on testosterone replacement therapy or they're on thyroid replacement therapy or both for the rest of their lives because they did some stupid shit during their contest prep. Either of their own doing or at the hands of a professional coach. And there are people who have had these problems who were prepped by professional coaches that some of you out there know, that you might even take advice from, who have messed people up. Even recently, who have messed people up and they're on hormone replacement therapy. And there are tons of people out there because they crash dieted who have to be on medications, who some of them are bodybuilders, some are not, some are just regular people. But you can mess your hormones up for life by doing extreme cutting, and that's why I don't recommend it, and that's why I say only do it if you're using drugs. Because if you're using steroids, you're already running the risk that you're going to need to be on testosterone the rest of your life, so there's no real loss. Fuck it. They can get away with it. They can run their fat down at 25 or 30 grams a day. Who cares? They're probably going to be on testosterone the rest of their life anyways. So why does it matter? No downside. Same with some of the other cutting methods of running calories too low or running your carbohydrates too low. Well, who cares? If you're willing to do drugs and you're willing to put thyroid hormones into your body, you're not going to have your thyroid slow down during the cut. You can probably get it back up afterwards, and if not, then so what? You have to take a pill the rest of your life. Big deal. People who do bodybuilding shows on drugs are used to taking pills and shots. It is no loss to them. But for those of you who don't want to be on drugs the rest of your life, it is a big deal. And let's look at this. I mean, first of all, your risk is losing muscle mass. And people will say, well, you only lose a little muscle. Well, if you lose 3 to 5 extra pounds of muscle on a cut, that's 3 to 5 pounds of muscle that you worked your ass off for. Now, if you're a novice, that's not much, but if you've been lifting for a couple years, that is a year's worth of work. That is an entire year's worth of bulking that you lost extra on your cut because you wanted to cut faster. It is a big deal. And then there is the hormonal sides to consider. And in all honesty, I kind of get sick of seeing this stuff of people pushing these extreme diets. And I'm not talking about people who, for that final 2 weeks of their contest prep, because contest prep is a different animal. And if you're doing extreme stuff like that, you're accepting there may be some consequences. But 2 weeks in a contest prep, or someone who's prepping for a show who needs to get past a fat loss plateau for a show or a photo shoot, who needs to do something for 2 weeks, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who want to do this for 2 or 3 months at a time. And I think that for an adult male, anyone telling you that you need to eat 25 grams of fat a day and you're not injecting testosterone, or even for a female, and they're advising that, that person is a jackass. They're a fucking asshole for advising that to you. They are messing up your hormones. That can cause, for either a male or a female, that can mess you up for the rest of your life. For 2 or 3 months to eat with your dietary fat that low. That can mess you up for life. That person is reckless who's giving that advice, and they're a jackass. Or people telling you to eat 50 grams of carbs a day. Now, and I know ketogenic diets and low carb diets are popular, but there are hormonal consequences to that. You do that for prolonged periods of time. There have been people who have messed up their thyroids permanently. They've messed with their T4 to T3 conversion negatively by doing diets like that for a prolonged period of time. They lose weight initially, but in the long term, they end up having thyroid issues, and they need medications for it later. So that is something to consider there with the low carbs, and it's the same even with dropping calories too low. You're running the risk of all three of those things: muscle loss, sex hormone loss, thyroid hormone issues. And no, you shouldn't be eating 15 or 1600 calories as an adult male. If you're obese and overweight and you don't have thyroid issues, there's no reason you need to drop your calories that low if you're remotely active to lose weight at a reasonable rate. You should be able to eat above 2,000 calories and do that. And if you're not, you need to be more active. And people will say, well, what about someone who's not obese? Well, if you're a 150-pound male and you are cutting, you don't need nutrition advice. You need to see a psychologist. And I'm dead serious. You have an eating disorder. It's called anorexia. You need to go talk to a psychologist because you have an issue if you're 150 pounds and cutting. And yeah, a 150-pound guy might need 1,500 calories to do that. But if you're active and you weigh any reasonable body weight and you're having to drop that low to cut, you have hormonal issues that you need to get addressed by a physician. You need to go see your doctor and get your thyroid levels tested because you've got problems, or you have severely messed up something in your cut. There's something wrong with your body if you need to do that. And if it is a thyroid issue, a simple pill will fix it. Then you can go back to cutting on 22 or 2,300 calories by taking a pill with your morning coffee first thing in the morning, because you're probably going to need it for life anyways at that point. So you might as well go see your doctor and get on it now and enjoy a higher calorie cut. And then even when it comes to the rapid fat loss diet, Lyle McDonald put out that diet as a hypothetical, and even he tells you not to do the diet. He warns people of the hormonal consequences of it. That yes, it will work. You will lose a lot of fat very, very quickly, but your hormones will be a mess as a result of it. He lets you know that even though he wrote the diet and it's interesting and fascinating and it works, that even he tells you that if you do it, you're a moron. So in short, guys, try to use reasonable, balanced diet approaches. Cut slower. Don't try to do rapid cuts. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to be a lot better off for it hormonally, emotionally. You're going to have more muscle mass. You're going to look better in the long run if you cut slow and at a nice, slow, steady pace than if you try to do any sort of rapid methods when you do not have a specific financial or competitive reason to do so. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.